City of Santa Fe, March 4th, 2014, Mayoral Candidates. Question 5. What kind of programs do you plan for Santa Fe youths, and how do you plan to pay for it? Roman Tiger Abeta.
I will continue to fund teen nights activities. This is a gross receipts tax that the city currently gets to provide programs for kids and teens. However, I will require more collaborations between nonprofit organizations. As the executive director of a nonprofit organization that serves our youth, I took it upon myself this year to partner with Warehouse 21, Youth by Youth organizations, and Youth Media Project, and we created our first ever Youth by Youth Festival. That festival had poetry readings, art shows, and ended in a battle of the bands, where the winners of that battle of the band got to play at the 4th of July fireworks show and Zozobra. So we need to continue to provide money for teen events, but we need to require that these nonprofits come together and collaborate so that we're reaching all of the kids in our community, not just certain ones that go to a certain program.
Patti J Boucher.
Many years ago, I introduced an ordinance that earmarked 3% of the city's general fund to support programs for children, youth, and families of Santa Fe. Among those programs were teen nights and teen centers. I also pursued funding for what now is known as the GC3, or the Genoveva Chavez Community Center. So we had more recreation opportunities on the south side of town. I'm currently supporting the effort to work with the Santa Fe Public Schools to develop the land next to the Lafarge Library as the newest teen center. I helped secure the funding to build the Warehouse 21 facility, skateboard parks, the MX track, the award-winning La Tierra trails, the Alto Park jump track, and soccer fields. I'm a fan of the programs offered by YouthWorks and youth shelters. I recently worked to develop a public safety apprenticeship program and hope to expand it to other city departments.
Michael A. Deanna.
I think the most important programs that we need right now, again, is dealing with the social issue, and that's the children in the city. They need some after-school programs. I know they've cut out a lot of these, but this is one area they don't need to cut out. They have to have some after-school programs where the kids can go, whether it's after-school shelters, where they can have youth activities, whether they can have some counseling by tutoring. This is something that they need to put a lot of emphasis on, because if they can catch them at school, especially in the early stages, they'll be able to be better people in the way of workers and in citizens. As far as paying for it, it's a community issue. We need to have volunteers reach out and do these things because they care. Volunteers are at a stage right now where they want to do a lot of things because of President Obama's coming in office 8 years ago. So there's a lot of young people who want to do things. We just have to have people in the school system reach out to them.
Javier M. Gonzalez.
The city needs to develop and encourage programs that are going to continuously motivate and challenge the youth of our community. We can do that by embracing technology and making sure that it's available throughout city centers, throughout the community. We can look at our teen centers and ensure that we expand them in areas where teenagers have accessibility to them. And when they come to these centers, that they're able to be challenged, that they're able to be a part of a community where they recognize the importance of education, the importance of development employability skills, the importance of getting along with their neighbor and valuing diversity. The city can generate revenues by healthy economies, by working to make sure that as we grow our economy and we're growing more monies into the coffers, that we're allocating and investing in the youth of our community, whether it's through 0 to 5 early childhood education, whether it's through after-school programs, or whether through its developing employability programs so that from the time they're sophomores all the way to the time that they're juniors, they're continuously learning the skill that prepares them to enter into the workforce or prepares them to succeed in a higher education system. We can do our part as a city of Santa Fe of giving our children an opportunity to have access to a great education, and equally important, ensuring that that great education leads to good paying, high quality jobs which will allow them to live and raise their families right here in Santa Fe.
Rebecca Warsburger.
My first step in addressing youth needs will be to engage the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee in performing a strategic assessment of the range of $1 million plus programs we already have in place in the city. YouthWorks, for example, provides subsidized wages for internships at local businesses that lead to GED completion and continued employment. The city's summer camp subsidy provides much-needed summer activities for children of working parents who need such support. I am very supportive of Councilor Trujillo's long-promised youth center at Lafarge, as well as the creation of a soccer complex at MRC. The way that I will go about working with the council to fund these is, again, to develop a long-term strategic financial plan for the city that delineates how we're going to develop our economy in a much more diversified way than we have in the future, that builds on our assets, that engages the community in looking at opportunities outside of New Mexico, outside of the state, and truly looking at our opportunities as a global economy.
This is the end of question 5 for participating mayoral candidates.